Alrighty, so today we have AGL Ultra Instinct Goku, the 6th year anniversary LR, his brand new EZA. We are going to be looking at that EZA in the new stage of Cell Max. This is stage 2 of Fearsome Activation Cell Max. Now, one thing I want to kind of preface is they had to nerf this UI Goku in this event, and not specifically UI Goku, but all AGL typing characters have damage reduced by 30%. So Extreme AGL, Super AGL, and then AGLs for those who like to run SSRs, because yeah. But what I did in today's video was I took 2 separate runs where we did not get the W, but I wanted to showcase UI specifically, so I cut out every turn that UI was not a part of, and you guys can kind of see how he looks in this specific event. Now, one thing to note is that he is not like bulletproof, right? If he does take the Super, he will lose, but you guys will see that honestly, it's all of our HP, but it's not as bad as you might think. It's not like 2 million or anything like that, but it is more than enough to take us out, unfortunately. But with that being said, the offensive utility that this guy brings, as well as the defensive utility, really, if Cell Max is hitting like 7 times in slot 1 for some reason, if UI Goku dodges that 3 times, he's untouchable. Like, there's really no way to work around that, right? And that's kind of what you see a lot of from UI here. He does not take many hits, and unfortunately, I do actually catch him taking a Super in this specific instance. But nonetheless, these turns are very impressive. I mean, you can see right there, that's 1 Super dodge, that's the 2nd attack dodge, and that's the 3rd attack dodge so far. So we'll keep tabs on how many attacks he dodges, and we'll also keep tabs on how many attacks he does not dodge. So far, we are up to 3, while he's also spitting out, 15 million plus attack stats on his 18 key, and then 12 million 12 keys, all guaranteed crits, essentially, because key is not an issue with this team. You're almost always going to get that 24 key. And I hope y'all peeped the transition right there. We just cut that turn out right to the next one, right? It's almost as if the second turn never happened. But there you guys go. There was the defensive stat for him. This is pre-recorded gameplay. I was doing this last night when I was in a call with some of the boys. But I was just doing this and recording it because I wanted to make sure that we had gameplay of UI Goku in this event. Now, unfortunately here, we cannot get a dodge beforehand, but 17 million, again, his damage is being reduced innately by the boss, so kind of tough to work around that, but it is what it is. Boom, there we go, 9.6. Still really good damage, right? If this guy just stays in slot 1, kind of camps out, does his thing, he should be more than okay in an event like this. Absolutely I don't know if must run is the word, but absolutely gonna hold it down for you. That's 2 attack dodge, unfortunately, or that's the 4th one, hasn't taken a hit yet. Unfortunately, on that turn, we were not able to really see that many. Just kind of the way that the attacks spread out just was not great. If you were a betting man, who would you say ends up taking the damage here on this this specific turn, right? This is actually, in my experience so far playing this event, Piccolo has never looked more sketchy to me playing this game. I've never really been worried about him turn 1, but in this event, the first time I see him, I'm actually worried. Like, you'll see an Evolution Blue Vegeta with the dodge there, by the way. He's doing his thing, which is honestly kind of bad because you don't want him dodging because you get the extra damage reduction when he gets hit. But you guys will see Piccolo's defense here is not exactly great, but mine is also 69%, so keep that in mind. So here we go. Right after 2, boom, 115 I guess really isn't that bad, and then it cuts down to double digits by the 3rd hit, so not really too bad, but again, not great. So here you can see our HP is actually not looking phenomenal, and if we were to end up losing, we would get the revival. So that's where it's almost like you want to kind of put UI Goku and Evolution Blue on separate rotations, because it'll help them in the long run, because you'll be able to have that revival in your back pocket from both units, right? Where in this instance, we will not have that. So it does make things a little bit trickier. But again, this isn't about the clear. This is specifically just looking at UI Goku. So far, we're at 4 attacks dodged. That's 5. That's 6. Okay, that's the first hit he took. A lot. The first hit he took was for a lot, right? That was type advantage and stuff like that. But, this Cell Max does hit very hard. Remember, this Cell Max has a 1 million attack stat, guys. So don't overthink that right there. It's it was a lot, granted, right? But most of the time he's going to dodge it, right? So how many were we up to? I believe we're up to 6 after that, and that's going to make it 7. That's going to be 8. All right, so far it is 8 dodges to 1 hit over the sample size of 77%, like the stat says. But obviously that number is being buffed every time he dodges up until as far as you can dodge, right? By the time you're at the 4th dodge, it doesn't matter anyway. And then Evolution Blue Vegeta is doing his thing. He's holding it down for the fellas. And then Gogeta Blue just has to take his sweet time with his supers. Likes doing 3 or 4, even at 55%. So it can get a bit tedious, if you will. But nonetheless, we will get through it. So there we go. Boom, bam, bop. What do you got for me? So I think that says 8.6 or 6.6. Still pretty good, all things considered. This is not his best setup. You could definitely get more out of Gogeta, but just in this specific instance, I wanted to focus more on the tournament of power units. So that was 6.8, excuse me, or 6.6. I'm watching it on Premiere, so it's very small. All right, there you go. All right, next turn, boom. Okay, that transition wasn't as smooth, but what do we got here? 600,000 or the 500,000 in base, something like that. Yeah, so we're on turn 7 at this point, and all in all, we're looking pretty good, right? This is a bit of a longer turn, but what do we got for us? 14 million, not bad. Okay, and I think Evolution Blue Vegeta is also going to be decently up at this point. So, I mean, the guaranteed crits are nice, right? The guaranteed crits are really what is saving him at this point. And something we also have to keep note of is the fact that God Goku is also sealing. So maybe for the showcase, I should not have brought God Goku, because we can't see UI Goku dodging supers, right? So what was that? 9 dodge attack, or were we up to 8 to 1? So that's like 10 dodge hit to 1 dodge, or 10 hit. English is hard. 10 dodges to 1 hit. So far he's doing pretty good, and he does not sell us this run. I believe in this run in specific, it's God Goku that sells us, because he decides he wants to be a funny guy, and he takes a lot from a super, and this Cell Max raises his attack on super. So it's like he's already doing a ton, and then he's hitting for a colossal, no pun intended, amount on the normal that he does afterwards. So that is, what's funny is God Goku, like, he takes the super, but the normal after is too much. So what we should have done right here, if I was concerned with winning, I would have done the taunt with Gogeta, and we would have been fine. But ultimately, I was like, nah, God Goku's got this. He can hold it down, thinking he was safe. And ladies and gentlemen, that was not the case. He takes quite a bit right here, and then that normal does a bit of a number on him. You will see it right here. So boom, 630, that's a lot. He lowers his defense, he raises his attack, and God Goku, that's as vulnerable against the movie boss as he is going to look. So vulnerable, I hit my mic stand. But we're just going to transition to the next one now. There we go. I think I know my recordings better than I do. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so basically back to the same thing here. We want to put UI Goku in slot 2 because we were trying to emphasize how many times he dodges. And you guys will see in this run, it pains me to say, but in this run right here, UI Goku does lose us the fight. As much as I don't want to say it, he just doesn't dodge the super. He is a dodge or die unit, we know this, but all in all, he's holding up very well in here, and you're going to be hard-pressed to find 10 units that are going to perform better in here, let alone even 6 in my opinion. Like, he's still S tier in this event, right? Like, the supers they are what they are, right? Sometimes you're going to get hit by them, sometimes you're not. And that's the UI Goku experience, right? If you've been using UI Gokus in your past, you'll know exactly how this goes. Most of the time he's going to come through for you, but the one time he doesn't, all hell breaks loose, right? So still good damage, almost 10 million damage there on a crit. Considering he can do 2 to 3 of these attacks, 2 to 3 of these supers, all guaranteed crits on 24 key essentially. Because the first one would be the guaranteed crit, and then the next 2 would already be innately guaranteed crits because that's how he's always been. But the first one has always been a 50-50, but now with the 24 key being a guaranteed, things are a little bit easier now. So that is cool, but UI Goku's doing his thing, dodging the super again. You'll see, I mean, I think in all in this run, which is about, give or take about 20 minutes of gameplay in this event, like, he only gets hit twice, right? So if one of those is the super, unlucky, but most of the time it's not going to be the super. So that is the verdict on this guy, in my opinion. I think all in all, he does hold it down pretty well. Like, if you're looking for a rotation, maybe you run him with somebody a little bit safer on the other side. I mean, Evolution Blue Vegeta is very safe, but maybe you rotate Evolution Blue Vegeta to the other side because you'll be able to have the revival on both sides, because UI Goku's revival, I mean, let's just be real, is not easy to get, right? Because he's just not getting hit that much. Like I said, if you combine all of the gameplay in every turn that I've showed you in this video, it would not be enough to get the revival, because that's just how this is, right? And do we do the active skills on this turn? No, I probably don't, because I'm thinking I'm going to be able to save them for later, because I am trying to complete this for the showcase, but it just doesn't work out. And I'm like, I don't really know, do we need to do a 30-minute run just to give you the idea? Okay, so he does take another normal right there. So if this was combined runs, he would have had enough to take the revival at this point. But that will not be the case here, unfortunately. So 12 million right there, very good. I mean, he is holding it down very well. I don't know what more you can ask from a unit. Just for the boss to not negate his damage, right? The 30% damage reduction is like, if you do the math on these, you're losing a lot of damage. Okay, and another dodge super. So most of the time he's dodging the important ones, as you guys can see. Just the one time he does it, that's when people are gonna, jump and call him a fraud. But not around here. This is a UI Goku defense force, We die on that hill. And if it means we lose every once in a while, it means we lose every once in a while. But all in all, I guess what we could do to kind of close out this video is talk about the Cell Max event. I think the Cell Max event is a lot of fun. It's an extremely different, a different change of pace for how the game usually is. Bosses don't tend to kind of evolve like this, right? When bosses change, it's usually signified, right? It's you get a phase change or something happens. With this Cell Max, it's just all of a sudden you're able to debuff him, right? And it's just that's it. So I did find that very funny that was kind of how it worked. But let's see, check and defense again, very respectable number considering the dodge utility that we have, but just an unfortunate ending. So you guys get to see UI Goku take the super, but you are going to see some damage as well beforehand. So 7 million right there. How much does this do? This does 8 million, so 15 million of his 300 million HP right there. Guaranteed to get the 24 key right here with both of our 6-year LRs, but unfortunately, like I've said about 5 times now, UI Goku he just forgets how to dodge one time. So let me know down below what you guys think of this UI Goku EZA, how he did in the stage, what you think of the Cell Max event, and all that fun stuff. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy today's video, and subscribe if you are new so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.